1 year ago, I made a video about the then up-and-coming VTuber fan game, Hololive. The game was an interesting idea, and one that I was excited about seeing. Now, after a whole year of YouTubing, I decided to do something similar, reviewing a whole range of different Hololive fan games. We've got some good ones here today, and I can't wait to show them off, because if the same thing happens again, these games will receive 4 updates by this time next year. I mean, that only happened once before, but according to all available data, the correlation is 100%. To start this review, I shall appreciate song puns and provide a definition. To fall down a rabbit hole is due to a small influence, such as a meme, clip, or various, one begins to obsess over a fandom and begins to consume as much media from the source as possible. How does the game we're talking about start? Whiplash is fun, eh? Down the Rabbit Hole is a falling type game, where after being yeeted into the rabbit hole, you fall, and need to get as far as possible as you can. To do this, you can use the spacebar to slow time and summon this arrow. Then you just aim and fire yourself at the idols. To go further, you need to get boosts from your Oshis, such as bonks, drag reduction, and gravitation, all the while avoiding your mom complaining, YouTube itself who eliminates the next idol you bump into, and of course, the thing chasing you down the entire time, real life. To help in your quest, if you can get 3 of the same member in a row, you get a membership, buffing their effect. Also, apparently you can get a membership from your mom in YouTube, but I don't know if it helps or hurts. But it's a thing you can do. This game is incredibly fun, with great art, fun gameplay, and bumping music. Seriously, I don't know if this was made for the game or what, but I love it. But then we get to irritations, and my major one is that this game is at war with itself. You need to chain members to go fast and increase their ability, but the faster you go, the harder it is to chain the correct members, and while 3 of the idols look unique enough, at blistering speeds, Goomba and Fubuki look real identical, so that chains of Foobs you built up, gone, ruined, lost to time eternally. And maybe what you're supposed to do is get membership then let it fly, but problem, hitboxes, for some reason, are garbo. Several times I'll get hit by something I really shouldn't, and other times where I think I'm going so fast, I blaze past an idol without picking up her boost. Also, because of the game's issues with speed, Ollie is kind of worthless. Her effect just doesn't work at high enough speeds, or at least it's so weak that you can't really feel the effects unless you're holding space for a long period of time, which defeats the whole purpose of this game, going fast. Also, she can gravitate towards hazards. Ollie, I know my mother is an amazing woman, but right now, her and I are not on good terms, so I do not appreciate this. So, overall, while I am very impressed with this game, the major flaw makes me go blug. The game isn't terrible, I should say. It's really fun. But if you're trying to go for high scores, accept that there will be some shenanigans that isn't totally your fault. To make me feel better, however, I shall now dramatically read some lines from the idols. Kon kon kitsune. Ohayo. Oh nyo. Puggy wuggy wuggy. I like fried chicken. This day is straight bussin'. What am I exposing my audience to? Wait just a moment. A top-down survivor game where you play as an anime girl firing weapons at enemies who not only kill you but can also shoot projectiles, all the while trying to survive as long as possible? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this game was the inspiration for Hololive. Don't quote me on that though. I could be wrong. Wow Korone box is, well, exactly what I said earlier. Korone has to run around fighting all sorts of enemies as she tries to get a high score of boxes collected. She does this using a wide variety of weapons, such as finger gun, finger guns, shotgun, bone, landmines, her friend, and whatever this is. There's a wide variety of foes, such as Listener Coon but evil, Listener Coon but good, Bug, a king, Bomb with legs, Duck. Oh wait, I recognize that. That's tight. Every 10 boxes, you have to fight a boss, such as Dark Knight with Umbrella, Corn Monsters, Joshi. VTuber lore is weird, man. My only main issue is that Korone, for as cute as she is, isn't very hardy, as one hit, and she's dead. This is exasperated when one weapon, the Frisbee, bounces around, and can damage Corn. This makes no sense because the revolver also ricochets, but can only do it once, and doesn't kill Corn. You also have some melee weapons, such as Hammer and Chainsaw. In exchange for not having range, they can one-shot most enemies, reflect projectiles, and the Hammer can launch defeated enemies as projectiles, which is sick. You have 3 stages, Box, Grass, and Valve, as well as Hard Mode, which I think just adds more health and more bullets in the air, so fun. Overall, this game isn't crazy, but for what it is, that being a tough top-down survival challenge, it's pretty good. Small Ame is, from what I could tell, the first major fan game based on Hololive, and it's also the first for a major reason in this video, cause it's the first one I dislike more than I like. Yes, I know, it's a fan game, I shouldn't be too critical of it, but like, my problems with this game are apparent from the very beginning. Ame's controls are so weird. She's very slippery, and slides all over the place. Can't stop on a dime either. Plus, her jump height is a mix of very big and too small. Her only other move in the game is by pressing down, she can ground pound, which we'll get to later. The first obstacle in the game is this stack of books and a gap. Ame's jump isn't enough to clear the gap, so you have to stutter step up here, then jump across. Certain terrain in the game, such as these books, spring Ame far higher when she ground pounds on them. The 3 objectives in each level is to beat the level without dying, while grabbing 3 Bubba tokens, and getting the specified amount of mustache tokens, each rewarding you with a magnifying glass. There's also a mechanic which I haven't mentioned yet, but will be required later. On the edge of objects she can bounce off of, when you ground pound on them, she'll rocket off in that direction. This can trigger at a surprising distance, so there could be issues from the first major platforming challenge, launching you from here all the way over to the death plane. It's frustrating. Also, if you ever want to dress up as someone other than Ame, you can actually swap to a wide variety of characters, including all sorts of Hololive favorites. The shark, zombie, this, and a cow. Why a cow? Clearing the first level isn't too difficult, even if the camera can struggle to keep up speed. The second one is just a straight line. Ain't. The next level is Pecco Land, and the real trouble is about to begin. Firstly, this stage's hazard is arrows falling from the sky, as that terrorist rabbit mocks you with her laugh. However, there's no real warning, and while sometimes it's triggered by just being in an area for a certain amount of time, sometimes it can be triggered by crossing certain thresholds. This is inconsistent on whether it does which. The level teaches you more about launching Ame, as not only are there 2 easy spots to do it, but you also need to do it to get one of the Bubba tokens. It's annoying, but not impossible, unless you're trying to get all 3 magnifying glasses at the same time. Then we get to level 4, Ame's Office Revengeance! For one thing, after the first plane section, the only way to get the Bubba token was to jump off the building here and slam, just kind of hoping you get it. Then there's an annoying section above a bottomless pit, and after all that, I guess the level's fine. There's just some really annoying sections, especially if you're going for one of the achievements through getting all the mustaches or the Bubba tokens, and especially the 0 death one. Then we enter level 5, and the difficulty crank is shot all the way up to 11. First, basically every platform that isn't a taco is curved, so every single time you ground pound, which you will do to get higher, there's a bigger than 0 chance you'll go off to the side instead of straight up. Lots of deaths were caused by this. Second, a lot of the stage is based around bouncing from taco to taco over a bottomless pit. This is frustrating, and his level design, I think, comes from Donkey Kong Country Returns, a game criticized for how hard it is. Also, how do you get this token? Literally, how? Level 6 starts as... Okay, that was pretty sick. Wish the level was as cool as this. The major issue is that this level has Mario Galaxy sphere walking, meaning it's not uncommon to launch to a planet you didn't mean to, or miss a line of stashes because gravity makes no sense. The final section is terrible, because you need to swap between the gravities quickly, and oh my god, I understand why people can't play Mario Galaxy. Plus, momentum is carried between flips, so if you're moving left by holding left, then flip, you'll start moving right because your finger is still on the key, and that will mean that if you move your finger over to the other key, you'll just not move. This is bad. This is also the point where I quit. I wasn't having fun. The next level is even more frustrating, so sorry, not my thing. No, this is not a joke. Well, at least me saying it exists isn't. Someone made a FNAF-styled Hololive game, and I just can't. Oh, this is too funny. But you want to know the cruelest joke? This FNAF X Hololive Fangame actually has good gameplay. For those who don't know FNAF, A, please tell me what rock you have been sleeping under so I can hide there too, and B, you're here, robots are there. They try to get here. Shut doors to keep them out while using cameras to see where they are to preserve your power. The Hololive version, instead, has a few more animatronics. The main 3 are Fubuki, Ayame, and Pecora. Ayame and Pecora head down the left and right path, and you stop them with doors. Simple. Fubuki, meanwhile, climbs through the vent right in front of your face, and you turn on the heater to ward her off. Did Scott steal this? All the while, Hachima stands in the kitchen and... Why? Girl, you're going to get so many burns and crap. Wear an apron at the very least. Regardless, she cooks, but that drains your power, so you need to click the photo shoot button to distract her? I don't know. Works, so who cares? Marin stands in Pirate's Cove and slowly comes out, and you have to shock her. Yeah, that's a mechanic. You can electrocute the animatronics to send them back to their spot, or if they're in their original spot, zapping them will keep them there longer. You have to watch out, as Rushia will appear occasionally in your camera, and if you stare at her too long, your PC will crash. As far as I'm aware, the only way to fix your camera is to stare at the crashed screen until it fixes itself. Okayu and Korone are up in the top corner, and they're exactly the same as Ayame and Fubuki. They just take longer to get there, and you need 3 shocks to send them packing instead of 1. Aqua, who only appears on night 5, stands in your office intimidatingly, and gets closer and closer to you as you use your cameras. Toa also appears on night 5, randomly appearing in your left door. I assume she murders you, but I'm too cool to die. Then we get into, in my opinion, the most interesting mechanic. Restore power. Whenever you want, you can click this button to fill your power to full. However, the second you press this button, your doors open, and if you close them again, you'll cancel the recharge. You're not expected to be able to beat the night without recharging, so when do you do it? Recharge it slightly earlier when you're only missing 25%? Would that be worth it for the little extra charge? Or should you wait until late in the night when you might need the doors, but you are missing 75% power? This is genuinely a cool mechanic to worry about. Also, no, the jump scares aren't slick. There's like 2 frames. But sorry, look at the clock, it's complain o'clock. These nights take 5 ever. 12 minutes. 12 minutes for a single night. For comparison, Fruity Fitzbert only keeps you in his office for 8 minutes and 55 seconds. And that's in the game with the longest nights in his series. These nights are way too long. If we ever get a FNAF 2, we need shorter nights. But overall, I hate that I can't complain about this game more than I want to. I really wanted this to be like something I could dunk on like 5 Nights at Sonic, but no, they just had to go and make something quality. Come on! So while I was in production of this video, HoloCure 0.6 came out. Not just on itch where it was before, but on Steam. So for our final game in this video, let's look at the other Hololive Fangame on Steam, Idol Showdown. We all love Hololive, or at the very least, like it. But you wanna know what I've always wanted to see? Crazy Ollie suplexing Oro Crony. And while this game can't give me that, it is a Hololive fighting game. Pick your favorite of the 9 idols, pick a partner, and beat the ever-living stuffing out of them. There's original art for everyone, and some absolutely amazing sprite art. Like, they're fluid, they're full of expression and life, and oh my god, I love these. There are even 3 alternate colors you can choose for everyone, and 3 more you can unlock. Somehow. There's also a bunch of side characters, who, while most likely won't get full versions, at least we get a minor version of them. Plus, they're just funny. Pure humor. The main modes are punching faces, learning how to punch face, and punching faces from all over the world, although I didn't try that. When choosing to punch faces, you can choose to punch your friend's face, punch a robot's face, punch a series of robots, or something we'll talk about later. This game is a typical fighting game, with all that you'd expect. Light, medium, and heavy attacks, blocking by holding back, meters for both special attacks and combo strikes. Like, it's an actual fighting game, like Street Fighter. I assume. Never played it. Wanna know why? Because I blow way past hard at fighting games. I can't quarter circle, I can't remember 17 different button combinations, which is why IMA is my favorite. I don't gotta think, I just gotta button mash. I much prefer fighting games like Eyes of Heaven or Smash Bros, where the main coolness comes from the combos being easy to create, but hard to master. Meanwhile, this game just doesn't vibe with me. Although that doesn't mean that I can't see the amazing amount of quality that went into this. This is a game that, if you're asking me, they should be charging money for this. Like, the quality is out of this world. The final face punching mode is Virtual Frontier, where you learn from Ozki that someone has created evil clones of the idols and have kidnapped Yago, so you have to save him. You go from level to level exactly like arcade, but not only is it longer and bigger, you also get items! With effects like blocking whenever you aren't attacking, reviving upon death, summoning a random partner, damaging opponents when you block them, AoE damage. There's like so many cool ones. There's also events like a bar, a princess's tea time, and an owl shop. Overall, this game is absolutely amazing. And I wish I could play it more, because, reminder, I suck. I really wish somebody would make like a Fire Emblem Hololive thing.